tonight. We're going to start off with a little recap of last Friday's loss to Mounds View, with it being MEA. Wednesday game. Didn't have a whole lot of time to shoot a podcast episode and turn it all around.
The old studio production takes a little bit longer to render than the time that we had. Also, you were a little bit under the weather, so...
Correct. Feeling a lot better today, though.
Yeah.
So, ready to go. So, the Mounds View game last week. Well, I don't want to talk about it, but we have to.
First of all, I'm Joel Geist.
I'm Noah Casa.
And we're here at Stillwater, a place that has had some great games and
a lot of bad weather.
A lot of bad weather, but great games. And back and forth multiple times, multiple years. However, that is a bright contrast from the Mounds View Stadium.
Mounds View's Mustang Stadium, I tell you what.
Mustang Stadium, going in there every time, I have this bad feeling in my gut that just like you walk in, something bad is gonna happen, and it happened right away. We started the stream. We started the stream, and we had like nothing, and it didn't really. I believe that the kick block, the punt block, was not on stream. And
it may have been, it may not have been. I don't know. Right, we went up and down on the stream like 4 times.
So we
had no audio. The screen was clipping.
Right away, the screen was clipping, and I'm trying to. You're doing your stuff, trying to get everything going, and
you had to improvise.
I'm
for
improvising,
2-3
and I don't
minutes.
know what if I'm on or not. So that was the first thing that happened at Mounds View was the stream went down, and then right after that,
the punt got blocked,
and it was returned for a touchdown within a minute 30 of the game.
And then we got the ball back, and what always seems to happen at Mounds View is forced late penalties.
Yeah, a lot of pre-snap penalties.
A lot of penalties.
A lot of pre-snap penalties. A lot of penalties that may or may not have been, or also that should have been that weren't.
Some penalties that may or may not have been walked off the correct amount of yardage.
That is also true. True statement. However, I did look back at it, and I think what they did on that one was, which makes zero sense, but it was a pre-snap penalty for 5 yards. They took that off of the 15, so they walked the 5, took that off of the 15, and yet it still wasn't right because they weren't on the right yardage, so on the right yard markers. But it was one thing where, consistently spots were a little questionable.
The Rangers almost lost a down.
Yeah, we had a situation where the down marker, and the down marker guy got me multiple times.
Yeah,
because
he was flipping it as the play was ending.
If you were paying attention to the stream, we would look down, because normally the play happens, and until they reset the ball, it is second down, or it shows the down previous, and then once they're ready for play, they reset the down marker to the right number, and whoever they had at Mounds View was doing it very early, and so there was about 5 minutes, a 5-minute talk, and I think they finally went to somebody's camera phone and looked at it.
That would.
So, I think it was.
They pulled our stream up.
Yeah, I mean, they very well could have. But they looked at it, and it took 5. We couldn't figure out what was going on because it was a 3rd and 7.
Well, Stillwater almost snapped the ball. The offense was out and lined up for a play, and they blew everything dead.
And the thing is it was a 3rd and 7 in a spot where you didn't think that you would generally go for it on 4th down. And so then it was 3rd and 7. We ran it like it was 3rd and 7, and then they said, "Oh, that was 4th down," and it really wasn't. So they gave us our 4th down. We ended up scoring on that play, which that was an interesting set of downs because we were down by 11.
We got the first down.
Yeah, we got the first down.
And then we later scored. Yeah.
Right. That was an interesting set of downs just because it's a spot where You're down 11. You need to score. It's 4th and 7. I believe we were on like the 35-yard line, so it would have been like a 45-yard kick, which Onawanga has made a kick like that in Anoka.
I'd let him try 50.
You know, and I was thinking like, hey, this is the spot where you kick the field goal, go for the onside kick because it'll save you time if you essentially have to score, because I think there was like 4 minutes left.
Yeah.
And it was a spot where you needed to score quickly.
Yeah. And
then score again. And, you know, yes.
Score quickly, get an onside kick, and score again.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, they went for the 4th down, got the 1st down.
Mm-hmm.
And then I believe it was 2 plays later that they ended up getting the touchdown, and it took about another minute and a half off the clock. So that was kind of a weird spot where, you know, it's if you go for that, like, because I had talked about the game theory of it, like anything to extend the game.
Yeah.
And you're extending the game because you're still within 8 points. But you're forcing yourself to have to score a touchdown and then a 2-point conversion. Like doing it the other way around, you can score a touchdown and then score another touchdown without the 2-point conversion. So you're trading time for the availability to be able to score twice quickly on like a big play, or say they get a couple of penalties. You know, time doesn't come off the clock. You're not losing that much time. Or, you know, Mac makes, you know, another great run. He had a really solid 40-yard touchdown run. It was like 38 yards-ish in the first quarter. I believe that one was the first quarter. That was our first touchdown.
Yeah, jumping in real quick, we got to give him props for I guess now a week later, and I've calmed down a little bit, if we were going to give players of the game just going off of stats, I feel like I'd have to give one to Mac because, again, he somehow, in a game that seemed like we couldn't run the ball, he still somehow ripped off 120.
Yeah. You know, it's
unbelievable.
It's pretty normal for Mac to just have those quiet games where you still stack up a ton of yards.
130.
Yeah.
And 2 touchdowns.
So, you know, it's a situation where, you know, you got to give Mac a chance, and I think I'm gonna admit it. I was probably wrong in the stream to say to try and go for the kick early. In the playoffs, I don't know.
It's something you'd have to think about, having a kicker like Jaden that can make field goals like that.
Right.
Most of the time, you don't have that opportunity in high school ball. So in every other year past, it's never a question. You go for it, you try and score the touchdown. But in that one, you kind of have to at least think about it.
Yeah. And, you know, it gets into a situation where, you know, you can second guess a lot of things in that game. And, you know, the weird thing about Mounds View is every time we go, it's a bounce of the football one way or the other, and it's usually early, and it changes the entire game.
Yeah.
The punt block right away set the tone that game was going to go really bad, off the rails. And then we had the two passes that were off the fingertips. One was off the fingertips of Jerkovich in that first drive, which we later did score. You know, in the second drive. But Brad really came out and said, I want to set the tone. He took 2 deep shots early, and both of them were just off the fingertips. And had those, you know, had it been 5 inches closer, you know, 5 inches shorter of a pass, you know, Mac was, you know, got half a step more, or the back didn't give him, you know, half of the contact that he did coming off of the line. All of that changes. And in Mounds View, it just seems to, like, that first really weird bounce of the football, or that first really weird situation, it compounds itself. And, you know, that's a situation where I think that the Rangers kind of came in there, and they did look a little lackadaisical in the beginning.
Yeah,
they looked
a little sleepy. just a little bit.
It was. I think they were expecting a. Expecting to go in there and really put it on them.
I think it might have been a mixture of that and after years of playing at Mounds View. I mean, we saw it last year with the same thing. Mounds View was a game that they walked onto that field and just did not seem themselves.
Yep.
And there wasn't as much of that last week, but there was a hair.
Yeah.
That you can't really deny. But
and
regardless.
But let's not take anything away from Mounds View. So Mounds View, their defense on as far as their corners, they were great tackling corners, and they would not let our guys get outside.
Yeah.
So, like, the first Mac Jerkovich touchdown, that was kind of up the middle in the B gap, so that really wasn't on the boundaries, and we really had a hard time, which is normally Forest Lake's bread and butter is, getting 5 to 10 yards on the boundaries per play, and then have the ability to have a big play, also. But on the boundaries, we just weren't getting that. They were swarming us. Their defense was solid, and their corners were so fast that you couldn't get to the outside of them. And, you were running into the sideline every time.
They played amazing contained defense.
And, not only was they – so number 3, I believe it was, Okamanru.
Yep.
He was
Rufus.
by far, yes,
Okamanru.
Rufus Okamanru. He was amazing as a corner, and even better
as a receiver.
Like, we just did not have an answer. We did not have an answer for Okamanru. He was the reason they won that game on defense and on offense, and my hat goes off to that kid because he
107, 3 tutties.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns and 100, and they weren't easy touchdowns. Like it was his straight ability.
The one of them was, but he ran by our corner.
Right,
because
he
was
straight
just faster.
ran by him because of his speed.
Yeah,
and Wheeler, the quarterback, it was strange because he was like a 50-50 baller. Like, it was half the time he was really good, and half the time he would sail it, and it was. And, like, the ones that he would miss weren't even close. There was a couple of times that, in the second quarter, he threw a ball that was almost picked off by Tamakung and Westman. They were both there, and had that happened in the second quarter, that game changes completely. And it's just like that those balls that bounce the wrong way just keep bouncing the wrong way at Mounds View. Normally you get it, it's 50-50. Hey, we got lucky this time, or they got lucky this time. And in that stadium, for as long as I've been doing this, as far as
I've been playing and doing this,
that stadium just has something weird.
A black cloud over it.
The second something goes wrong, it just compounds itself, and you can't get out of the hole. I don't know. It's like quicksand.
Yeah.
You just keep sinking in, and you can't get out unless somebody throws you a lifeline to get you out. And we needed a couple of those defensive turnovers, which we've really relished on as far as this season. Tamakung and the fumbles from Colin Christensen and Howie Johnson. Those have really helped turn it around, and you have those big defensive stops. We had them stopped dead, and we had them stopped before their offensive onslaught started. We had them backed up, 3rd and 20.
Yeah,
it was 3rd and 20 on the 30-yard line, and then we had a penalty. They had a penalty that brought what would have been 3rd down and 20 back, but we elected to make it 2nd and 30 because
Correct.
we declined. We took the penalty, which we could have taken the play instead of the penalty, and I don't know. In that situation, it was just one of those. It's one of those weird spots where it's a 50-50. You take it or you don't. I think Brad might have been looking at it for the field position. I think I think with this defense, I would have rather had them have one shot at taking 20 yards rather than two shots at taking 30 yards. However,
which they got
all of it in one, so
yeah.
it really didn't matter. So like you can question that, one way or the other. Are they going to run the same play at 3rd and 20? Maybe not. Maybe. You never know. And it's a situation where this team, I was saying it during the cast, this team has seen very little to no adversity this entire year, besides maybe the Prior Lake game early. And that was just kind of a back and forth. That wasn't a ton of adversity. It was just like, hey, stuff wasn't stacked against them. How do you respond? And that's what we needed to see from this team. We need to see if they can come back, bounce back from a bad call, a bad play, just a really bad bounce of the football, and see if they can dig deep.
A team that's going to punch him in the mouth a little bit.
Right. I mean, you got to punch back. When the universe comes and throws a meteor at you, you got to kind of bounce back and say, hey, what are we going to do? And it's up to the big playmakers to come up with some plays.
Well,
if we make an interception here and there.
And going into this week, Stillwater is another one of those teams. They're a quarterback injury away from being a team that is competing right alongside of us this year.
Absolutely.
And if you don't think that they're going to throw a couple of punches tonight, that we're going to have to come back. This is Mounds View, but in red and black instead of green and black.
Right.
They're the same sort of deal. Tonight, if everything goes right and we lose and there's a couple other situations that happen, Stillwater could potentially steal the 1 seed.
Right.
So
the 1
this
seed
is going to be a big game for the Rangers, and coming off of last week, they need to learn that, when they get hit in the mouth, they got to come back.
Yeah, the 1 seed is in play, so Woodbury won. So
Woodbury won.
So
if we win,
we're in as the number 1 seed. If we lose, Woodbury also has to win, and Stillwater.
I believe Woodbury's out of it at this point. It's down to Forest Lake and Stillwater because Woodbury needed Forest Lake and Stillwater to.
Oh right, Stillwater
lose.
won last week.
Yeah,
and
I guess I can recheck the post
because they played Eastridge, right?
Exactly what needed to happen, but.
So, it's a situation where this game is a big game, and you got to be out of your mind if you think that Stillwater is just going to roll over and roll up the season right here. The 1 seed is in play, and the 1 seed makes the difference. And you know what? The weird spot is like, who knows? Maybe you don't want the 1 seed because the 1 seed could face Anoka. And Anoka is the best 0-7, the best 0-7 team. The best 0-7 team that I have ever seen is Anoka. They have lost 62-61. They have lost 42-41 against good teams. They lost to us by 11, but it was closer than that for most of the game. Anoka is that spoiler team that if you play them, they could knock off a 1 seed.
Okay, Woodbury needs us to lose tonight, and they have to win both of their last games. Meaning last week and tonight against Eastridge.
Okay.
And I'm checking on what that Woodbury game turned out as last week because I don't remember off the top of my head.
So, it's a situation where you're coming off.
They won. So if they win and we lose, they're in play for 1 seed. Stillwater will clinch 1 seed if they win their last 2 games and Forest Lake loses out and Woodbury loses out. Stillwater, I guess you can forget what we said at the beginning. Stillwater's already been eliminated because Woodbury won last week.
Okay.
So it comes down to Forest Lake or Woodbury. Woodbury has to win tonight, and Forest Lake has to lose tonight in order to get the 1 seed from us.
So the way it sits is this game, if Forest Lake wins, we clinch.
Yep.
If, knock on wood, something weird happens and Forest Lake were to lose this game, we would have to look at the Woodbury game to see if they won or lost.
Correct.
So it is possible to lose this game and still get the 1 seed. However, that is not how you want to do it. You do not want to take 2 losses going in to the
playoffs. Not
and
at all.
say, hey, you know what, we're going to bounce back. No, you don't. This game is a bounce back game, and this team better show us something
tonight
to come out and say, hey, you know what, we lost a bad game last week. That was just a bad week. And everybody has one, no matter if it's the NFL, if it's college. There are upsets all the time. And let's just hope that upset was the one for the season that we have. Because right now, if you go through and finish, you're going to be a favored team in a lot of these matchups up until the 3rd week.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be playing the lower seeds, and hopefully, you can come through and avoid teams like Anoka that are really good, and like they're just spoiler teams that are looking for a solid win to put for their season. Hey, you remember that win when we beat Forest Lake and they were so good that year, but we beat them? They might have only won 2 or 3 games, but that's their game for the season.
Yeah.
And it's a situation that you want to avoid things like that, and you want to avoid dumping a game in a spot where you really can't afford to lose a game.
Yeah. Teams are coming out. So we should probably take our quick break for the anthem and everything, and we will be right back with the rest of everything. Yep. I got a quick issue that I got to figure out here.
Okay.
And then I didn't mean to cut you off abruptly, but we got to fix that.
We got a 17% issue.
Yep.
All right.
You want to go to the game, Brian?
Yeah. Why is that only on 17%?
I don't know. That's why I put my hands into my headphones. All right, welcome in, Ranger fans. We're going to try and get as much of this done as possible. I think, unfortunately, the stream is going to lose connection at some point.
It went back up.
Oh, it's going up now, so maybe we're going to escape it. The battery on the stream was dropping, and the box that we use for the stream was dropping fast.
Right.
And was not taking a charge. Seems to be taking a charge now, and hopefully it hangs on. But if the stream cuts off, it's not a problem with whatever you're doing. It's we lost complete connection.
Right.
And
we're back up to 10%.
All right, we're charging. We're charging. Hopefully that doesn't drop our battery pack all the way down. All right.
I think we're good on the main battery. So once again, we are in enemy territory in Stillwater, up in the stands. So you will hear some crowd noise there. The Stillwater kicks off, and it looks
Roney
like Roney
down the sideline, pushed out of bounds at the 40-yard line, and that's where the Rangers will start.
Solid 30-yard return from Roney.
The final game of the regular season for the Rangers and the Ponies. We go to section playoffs next week. So the Rangers looking to get out of here with one last big win on the regular season, and then we got to go undefeated for 4 games in the playoffs.
Well, you know what we were saying, it's bank or bust for the season. This team is set up to make some noise in the playoffs.
Johnson out of the pistol, sends Durago in motion. Handoff, Jerkovic right side. He's going to be drugged down just right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, great edge contain there by Stillwater. Backed him up about half a yard. Maybe no gain.
Johnson sends Rayfield and Durago in motion. Takes the snap, speed option, keeps himself up the middle, breaks a tackle. Thought the ball almost came out there for a second, but he holds on. Yeah, it's going to be a gain of about 5.
He was getting twisted around there, and that guy had his arm. That was holding the ball, and it kind of got away from his body a little bit. But Connor did a great job hanging onto the ball. 3rd and 6 now. Johnson taking his time.
Takes the snap. Handoff on a delayed handoff to Jerkovic, and Stillwater has that one wrapped up. Gains a couple, but it's going to make it 4th and medium, and we'll see what B-Scout decides to do and how aggressive he wants to be here at the beginning of the game.
And this is a situation where we've seen the hard count, we've seen the pooch punt.
Hard count would work from here.
And we've also seen him just straight snap it.
Johnson goes hard count. Connor is going to punt. Nobody back there as long as our gunners can get down. Westman on a quick run. That one's going to roll inside the 10 and check up at the 8.
Yeah, that was a bad checkup. I thought that was going to roll all the way to the 2.
Good field position flip there, but just not exactly where we wanted it to check up.
Right. Well, the Forest Lake Ranger defense, the Ranger Wrecking Crew, is going to have them stacked up deep in their own territory. How are we doing on the stream?
We're up to 15%, so we're rising. The problem may have been solved.
All right. So the Ranger Wrecking Crew led by senior Howie Johnson.
Stillwater goes to the air on first down. It's going to be number 8, Ben Fredericks at quarterback.
Attempted for number 3, Zal, I believe his name. Got to get this huge Bible of
for roster. I folded mine over.
Yeah, this thing is.
Frederick sends a running back in motion. takes a snap, quick pass outside off the hands of a receiver, incomplete. Westman in coverage.
Man, if you're a Stillwater receiver, you just gotta catch that. That's Griffin Rowan.
Roan or Roney?
Rowan is, I believe he said Roan. But,
oh yeah, Roan in coverage.
Yeah.
Still pronounced it wrong. But then again, we did for half the season, so I can't really say anything. Fredericks on third down. Takes a snap, drops to throw, downfield, incomplete, nearly intercepted on the sideline.
And no flags, good coverage.
That was Jared Cooper down there in coverage for the Rangers. Have not said his name much this season.
And Carter Zoller on the intended receiver.
Yeah, Zoller is their number one receiver so far this season. He's had 24 catches for 407 yards. And 8 touchdowns. So he is by far and away the receiver they want to get the ball to.
Punter backed up deep in his end zone.
Stillwater able to get the punt away. Short punt. Roney looked like he was going to grab it for a second. I think he's frustrated that he didn't.
It was kind of a good decision because that was rolling kind of weird. That's a spot where you try and grab it, and all of a sudden it takes a weird bounce on you. And then, you end up making a mistake. We'll just take the field position where it's at. You're essentially at where the drive ended.
Yeah, and we're in positive territory, so we actually gained a little bit. But let's see what the Forest Lake Freightliners and Connor Johnson, this offense, can get brewing on their second drive of the game. Ball on the 48. Johnson sets Mack in the offense, sends Westman in motion, takes a snap himself, keeps, pitch out to Westman, going right side, gets to the edge, pulled down from behind, flag comes out.
With the carry.
Yeah, that's gonna be a horse collar, I think. He had his hand right in the back of the shoulder pads, right in the nameplate area.
They did not call a flag. That was him telling the clock operator to keep it running. I thought he threw his flag up in the air.
Wow.
That should have been 15. And we can say that today because we got the binoculars.
Yeah, I have brought in the big guns today, and I am watching through my my trusty binoculars.
Johnson, pitch to Jerkovich, left side, gets some good blocks, out of bounds, just over the first down marker. That's going to be a first down for the Forest Lake Rangers, and
that'll move the chains
down to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, and that's where Mac really excels. Is he had that wide field to just either race to the sidelines or cut it up, and Mac is one of the best on this Rangers team at picking a hole and finding a little crease and getting big yardage.
Connor sends Mack in motion, takes the snap, handoff to Rago, left side. Stacked up, taken down after a gain of 2. Boy, he got hit awkwardly a couple of times on that play, but popped right up and is getting back into the huddle here.
Sainsbury with the tackle.
Yeah, the Ranger Forest Lake Freightliners there kind of got stuffed and got pushed around a little bit right into the hole. Normally Durago can fight off 1 or 2 tackles, but there was 3 guys there. Late pitch coming.
Westman takes it right side, gets a couple of blocks down the sideline and pushed out of bounds just inside the 25, and that's going to be another Rangers first down.
We got a penalty on the play. It's right in the area where Jerkovich and Durago were blocking, and it looked like a good block to me. They might have them for.
Well, they moved the down markers, so it's going to be rough if they have to reset back down.
I think it'll be a spot foul from where it is. It'll be a first down and then a spot foul back.
I don't know if I can take another game of the chain gang not knowing what's going on.
So it should be a first down and then probably a 10-yard penalty from where the penalty occurred, which is looked like right at about the 30. So it should be placed at about the 40-yard line. Yep, and that's where we're at.
Penalty is on the Rangers for holding.
And first down in the line of scrimmage marker is down at the 25. Oh, boy. There we go. Now we're set. All right, first down, second down, and 13.
Second and 13. So they took from where it was, marched it off from back there, and that's where we're at.
Durago in motion. Johnson tries to keep it himself, and he's going to get nothing.
Johnson, the ball carrier.
That's going to bring up a long third down for the Rangers. Stillwater seems to have that option play pretty well defended today. The pitches have been very late with Westman. It has worked because of his speed and just pure athleticism. But
well, with the penetration that the Stillwater defensive line is getting, this game is set up perfectly to if you can run screens.
Yeah.
If you can run a couple of screens here, you could make some big yardage.
Quick pass to the outside. Micah Savageau unable to catch that ball. Falls incomplete. Fourth down upcoming. And I would be somewhat surprised if.
Yeah, they're gonna go on at fourth down here. I mean, this could be a pooch kick scenario, but I doubt it. I would guess a deep pass, and if it gets intercepted, it's better than.
Yeah, I think that this one might be going Micah's way. They just swapped in a new defensive back on him. They drop, and it is going Micah's way.
Wide open.
And he's got it! First down inside the 10.
They called him down. Defender rolled around and ended up with the ball. They called him down. Right at the 10-yard line. I shouldn't say he was open, but he had a step. Had a couple of steps on the corner there. Turns around, makes a great catch, and a solid.
I don't understand what the call for Stillwater there was. It looked like the corner audible to the safety to have the safety come up and play corner, and he went back to the far safety spot. Durago with the carry up the middle. He's going to gain a yard. No, back to the original line of scrimmage.
So this is a situation where if the Rangers can just keep the Stillwater defense on the field, the running game might not work very well right away. But as this game continues, it gets cooler. You're getting tired, and not only that, but you're in the game the entire time. And it's a lot easier as an offensive line to know where you're going and just say, hey, we're going to take this game over.
Second and goal. Johnson takes the snap. Options. Pitch out to Jerkovic. Trying to get to the edge. Cuts back down to the 2.
Westman there, great job fighting that corner and doing a solid job blocking.
Olsen with the tackle.
Basically got Mac that extra 3 yards there.
They're going to mark him down at the 3, so it'll be third down and 3 to the goal line, but third down and goal.
I think this is 4-down territory for the Rangers.
100%. Johnson, handoff, Durago up the middle, touchdown, Rangers.
Forest Lake Freightliners just moved that whole pile 3 yards. Durago comes up and just follows his Freightliners going straight ahead. Great job by the offensive line there.
B-Scouts got them lined up going for 2.
This is that thing where they do that weird lineup.
Well, now they're not even in a weird lineup. Now they look like they're just going to run the same play. It worked the last time. Johnson, handoff, Durago up the middle.
And looks like he's in there.
Wow. And he got it again. So we're just run the same play twice.
Run it again, and that is right behind those Forest Lake Freightliners. Howie Johnson and Schleif in there in the heavy package. That's one thing that we haven't seen for a bit. Is I really wanted to see the heavy package get used, but they might have kind of saved that for certain games.
That's also the first time I've seen the heavy package called in and go to the right side. Normally they are lined up on the left. And Johnson is either out of the pistol and following those blocks or under center handing it to Mack. That's the first time that we've seen Durago as the tailback and those two split to the right side.
Right, but you got Xavier Lopez out there. You got Xavier Lopez and Jack Shilgren, and both of those guys are definitely in the in the plus categories for strength and size. So you're following the strength of your offensive line, and I will say right now that number 77, Logan Speckle, does a great job. He is more of a speed tackle, and he gets that first pop and gets his push that way. And Jack Shilgren and Xavier Lopez both just put their body into it and get the pile moving. And it's something that if you're going to do a speed or a finesse style run, I like it going to the left more so behind Speckle. And if you're going for those powers, I want you to go between Bodine and Xavier Lopez, maybe even stretch it out to the B gap over there on Jack Shilgren.
I was going to bring up, doesn't look like the cold is affecting much with Jaden's foot tonight, as that one was a yard from going completely out of the back of the end zone. We'll see what Fredericks and the Stillwater offense decide to do on first down. It's a run to the left side.
That's the first run of the night for them.
Doesn't go anywhere.
3 straight passes out of really deep territory, which was kind of a weird first play call set for being that backed up. I would think that just because, like, if you get a holding in the end zone there, that's a safety. And just a weird spot to go pass. Completely unexpected, but
we go pass here. Throw is over the middle, caught by number 3, Carter Zoller. That's going to be the one that the Ranger defense really needs to step up and cover tonight.
Yeah,
like we talked about earlier.
That's something that you might want to, because they've ran that play twice now, and the first one was just off his hands. And I think you might want to hold your linebacker, since they're going pass. You might want to have your linebacker take a couple of 2 steps back rather than just straight go in and rush right away, just to cover that zone a little bit better.
Handoff this time up the middle, stacked up by the Rangers, gain of a couple.
Emilio Rosario Matias,
3 yards on the play. It does look like we're going to have Tomakung following Zoller today. He's kind of going back and forth with Westman, depending on where the receivers are lining up. So maybe they like Bobby's physical stature a little bit more on Zoller. Maybe matches up a little bit better. Westman not as big as Zoller is here.
Also
at 6'3", 210.
Also AJ Degerstrom comes into the game, and Loomis comes out. Loomis is kind of that bigger middle linebacker, and Degerstrom is more of that speed linebacker that comes in. So Loomis and Degerstrom kind of swap in and out. Also, if they bring in an extra corner, one of those 2 guys goes out. So now Loomis back in.
And Degerstrom in.
Yep. So they're expecting probably a run play, which you would bring Loomis back in. He's really a good run-stuffing linebacker.
3rd and 1. Rangers looking to get the ball back for their offense. Stillwater going to hand it off up the middle. They're going to get the first down and 3 more. Kind of shades of what we saw a little bit last week with the 3rd and short, need a stop, and then it's not just the tough fought oh, you just got it by an inch, but they rip off 4 yards on the play against our defense. It's one of the best rushing defenses.
That's also a thing where your defensive line is going to sell out for the tackle for a loss.
That's true.
You know, when you sell out for the tackle for a loss, just to try and get into the backfield, so you can get your hands on them and get friends come around and finish off the tackle for you. You know, if you miss, he's going to get a couple more, and that's where having Loomis in there really helps as far as that run-stopping linebacker, because if he's not in there, then it goes back to the safeties. It goes back to the safeties if, you know, your other linebackers aren't quite as big to make the stop.
Yeah, the loss on first down, that's what we're used to seeing there. So we'll see what Stillwater does on second. This seems like it would probably be a passing down for him. Fredericks out of the pistol, takes the snap. He's going to hand it off, coming right side. Durago there to make the tackle. He'll gain a couple, including one of them being the yard that they lost on first down. Third down and 8 coming up.
That's a good job. That's a good job there by Emilio Rosario Mateus there, just getting some positive yardage. He was hit by Durago, and Durago kind of got him at the knees. You know, right around the line of scrimmage, and he fell forward and got an extra 2 or 3 yards. So.
Fredericks.
I'm guessing the Rangers blitz here.
Sends a man in motion.
There
quick pass
blitz.
out.
Colin Christensen.
Colin Christensen read it beautifully.
Again, man, if there is an Andrew Van Ginkel for the Forest Lake Rangers, Colin Christensen is it. He just goes in, and as a linebacker, he sniffs out those screens, and like he did the same thing. He goes back, slows down the ball carrier, makes him stop, and then he starts to move closer. And by the time that you're making the tackle, everybody else is coming in to make the tackle.
Low snap on the punt, nearly blocked by the Rangers. It's going to be off. Roney's going to call fair catch at the 27.
Yep.
And the Rangers will start their third drive. Quick thing that I was going to highlight, I mean, obviously we've talked about how forever it seems like, I know every home game is packed, but the Rangers travel very well. Mm-hmm. I'd say this is probably second to third game of the year that I think that our away stands has a better attendance than the home team.
I'm going to say third, yeah. Anoka definitely had us.
Anoka had us for sure.
Anoka had us. And that's just a great stadium. You gotta love it.
White Bear had us for sure.
Yeah, which was their homecoming, so.
Johnson on a nice carry down the sideline, breaking tackles, first down and a few more.
And that'll move the chains.
We got that'll move the chains and Justin McPhee here for the Ranger parent bleacher captain. Here we go. I don't know if you could hear that one, but he's here in attendance.
Yeah.
We missed him for the first couple away, or the middle away games, but that is going to take us to the end of the first quarter.
Look at the inside of your Ponies football program.
And quick moving quarter. Really one big long drive for the Rangers, and really a couple of stops, and we're at 8-0. Great job on the touchdown and the extra point. I mean, the 2-point conversion there, just getting a 3-yard push. Great play call. Heavy package, 2 in a row. Just do it. And you know what? I've been saying this all season long. We're going to see a heavy package touchdown at some point.
I'm thinking one of the sections games.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. We're getting that.
That's going to be one that we got to pull out when nobody's expecting it. You don't want to use that up
right
now. Johnson and the Ranger offense on 1st and 10. He gets Durago set. Takes the snap, handoff, Jerkovic up the middle. Could have been a face mask call on that one. Jerkovic's head got ripped to the left side. No call.
Gus Gregg with the tackle.
2nd down and 8 coming up. Durago moves across the formation, takes the snap, hand off Durago up the middle. He had a block, but he just got tripped up. That one was going places had he not tripped.
Yeah,
he had a lot of space to work.
Alex Canese made a great block just to let Durago slide by.
It's 3rd down.
Canese.
Nice.
You corrected me on that before.
Oh, my bad. I thought it was the other way.
All right. So, me and Noah just have.
The ball carrier.
If it sounds like we're trying to get everything right and we try and remember things, and we've had 4 or 5 names that we've had say both ways, and
Canese's grandma just broke the record for the farthest watcher.
Oh wow, there it is. International.
From Venice, Italy.
Venice, Italy, which takes, you know what? Also a big shout out. I pronounced it wrong. It's Hailu, Hawaii.
Hailu?
Not Hilo. And that was Mark from Hailu, Hawaii. And also we had Nicole Acosta from New York, who was the previous winner. But now, what was her name? From Venice, Italy?
I got to pull it back up.
All right, Johnson.
2nd down. Johnson under center, handoff to Durago, left side, pushing close to that marker, but he's going to be about 1.5 yards.
Durango, the ball.
All right, so it's IB Dragon watching from Venice, Italy, watching her grandson.
It's 3rd down.
So big shout out to everybody watching, and we are going to try and at least have an audio broadcast that will be available on the same spot here. Once playoffs come through, we may or may not be able to do video as well.
3rd and 1. Johnson keeps, has a block,
great.
has the 1st down and a lot more.
Great
Another
ball
8 yards down to the
awareness.
30.
He had the option, but he saw that the 1st down was taken. Good job there, just to take the quick 5 yards and get the old 1st down and move the chains.
1st down, ball on the 30. And the Rangers just another methodical drive. They've already burned up 3 minutes of this 2nd quarter.
Yeah, I mean, these drives have been long, consistent drives by the Forest Lake Rangers.
Under center, out of the eye, pitch out to Jerkovic. Gains nothing. Back to the original line of scrimmage. Bring up 2nd and 10. The clock just keeps on ticking.
You know what? You know what we're in range of right here?
A Jaden field goal.
Micah Savageau drop in the bucket, far side.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't get the touchdown on the first one.
This is where they try it.
Johnson with 2 backs. Mack directly behind him and Durago off to his left side. Johnson, quick pitch to Jerkovic. They sold out on the blitz. Mack trying to get to the sideline, gets a block and is out of bounds.
That was just great vision there by Mack. He just slid by the linebacker that was out there. Looked like he had him dead to rights. Just kind of gave him a little stutter step and got a good solid 6 yards on that.
3rd and 3 coming up for Forest Lake. Got to get to the 20. They'll pick up a fresh set of downs and be in the red zone. Johnson with Jerkovic to his left.
And we have a little bit of wind tonight, and it's
Johnson keeps, spins, trying to get to the line. I think he's going to be about a yard short.
Connor Johnson, the ball
I don't
carrier.
know. I think B-Scout might be
Fourth
going
down,
for it
yeah,
here.
he's going
Fourth and
heavies.
1. Heavies coming in. Schleif and Howie Johnson coming in. We'll see which side they set up on. My guess is it's going to be the right side. You got Jack Shilgren and Xavier Lopez over there, and
They're going to go left.
Wow, going left to the short side of the field.
Well, this will be a Johnson run to the left. He's back in shotgun.
Yep.
Takes a snap, keeps, cuts back, first down Rangers, and 5 more down to the 16-yard line.
Well, it kind of helps. It kind of helps when you got 3 bodies over there: Howie Johnson, Nate Schleif, and then you got number 77, Logan Speckle, who has been really good at getting those next level blocks. In that situation, I think your tackle is going to be trying to get to the next level, and you leave that seal block for Howie and Nate back there.
Johnson barks out the commands, takes the snap, option, right side, pitch to Jerkovich. Jerkovich around the edge, down to the 5.
Wow, Rayfield and his man, number 28. Number 28, the corner, Colin Johnston, just going at it on that little hand fight in there, and Rayfield had a great block on him.
Oh,
you okay?
Rangers got to be careful with that option play going forward. The last 2 times we've ran it, Johnson has taken a heavy shot.
Yep.
So
and it's from behind, so it's basically been on the backside.
Durago handoff, grinding inside the 5, still on his feet, getting a push down to the 3.
The ball carrier.
And the heavies are coming back in. But what I was saying is just not even necessarily for a mess up on the play, but more just the longevity of your quarterback, especially going into the playoffs. So we got a Ranger down now. That's Durago with the red cleats.
You are correct.
Hopefully that is nothing serious, because that would be a huge loss going into playoffs. That's one of those tough things. You love a running back that wants to grind out those hard yards, but at the same time, there is something to be said about when you got 4 guys on you, just kind of going limp and going down to try and conserve yourself when you're in that sort of pile.
Well, and it's weird because, like, if you just try and go limp, a lot of times you can't.
No, he's good.
You can't fight against some of, like, if you're fighting against some of the wave of stuff that's happening, if you're fighting against it, sometimes you can not take those weird hits, because if you go limp, a lot of times what happens is you'll get bent backwards or just really bent in a weird spot, and like your knee comes out under you or something. So that's a
Johnson on 1st and goal from the 2. Takes the snap, handoff, Jerkovich plunging forward, touchdown Rangers.
All right, and that's just following Howie Johnson, Alex Canese, and Jack Shilgren. Nothing fancy about it. Just line up and go punch somebody in the mouth, and that's basically how the touchdown and the last 2-point conversion came on. Jaden coming in. We are going to see an extra point here. Onawanga. It's been amazing this season.
The dance team better watch out back there on the track. They're walking back behind the field. Snap it. Snap it. And that was blocked by Stillwater. So the extra point's blocked. No good. That one, it doesn't matter if it gets to the line of scrimmage or not. Extra points are not returnable.
Correct. However, I would have liked the special teams to practice that.
Just jumping on it.
Just jumping on it. I don't care. Just jump on it.
So your score will stay 14-0.
5:54 left in the second.
Both teams have 3 timeouts left.
On a chilly night here in Stillwater.
It seems to be, like after we got up and moved all the stuff in here and got set up, we commented about how it felt warmer. But yeah, now when we're not doing anything,
right,
just sitting here, it is progressively getting chilly.
And not only is it chilly, it's a damp chill because it rained earlier, and you got a little bit of that fog in the air that just has that high humidity, which makes it a damp cold. And I live here in Minnesota, and we all say that cold is cold, but man, when it got cold in Massachusetts and it was that damp cold, right around 32 degrees all the time, that was a bone-chilling cold.
Yeah.
Tonight it's just it's a fall chill, and everybody's body's not really used to it. So, also, going into the playoffs, this is a good thing to play a game like this as kind of a precursor to what's coming up, because we are going to have some colder games coming up.
Yeah, senior year in 2017, I remember we had a game, our second to last game, or the last game of the regular season was here against Stillwater, and it was cold and sleeting. And then our first section game, passing complete, bring up second down for the Ponies. The first section game that we had was down in Minnetonka, and a week later against Minnetonka, it was 86 degrees. So we went from cold, sleet, and snow to 86 the next week.
Right. Well, I love the cold and winter snowy games.
Oh, it's football weather, baby.
That is where your defensive line and your offensive line is going to make or break you the game, because whoever gets low wins on those slippery games. And if you can get low and get some leverage, you have a good chance at pushing your guy and basically pancaking him on every other play.
Fredericks scrambled on that last down, picked up one before running out of bounds. We'll see what Stillwater does here on third down. You'd like to get some sort of yardage, because if they take a loss here, it's going to be a long way to go getting that ball back to a place on the field that Forest Lake isn't in plus territory when they get the ball back on fourth.
Yep.
Fredericks out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, drops straight back to throw, screen pass right side, and cut off by the Ranger defense, reversing field and brought down by a whole host. Loses a yard on the play.
That was AJ.
Loses 2 yards on the play.
That was AJ Degerstrom that basically took his block and it was a great job to keep your head up and move the block into the way. Like, you can't shed the block, even if you can't shed the block, but if you can just get in front of them and make him stop or have to change direction. That was the spot where he couldn't make the tackle, just like Cullen Christensen, like we had talked about. Like, you can't make the tackle, but get in the way, make him stop, make him change directions, and let your friends come in. Great, great unselfish defense there.
Stillwater to punt on fourth down, Roney to return. Better punt here than Stillwater's had most of the game. Roney's going to take it on a hop, try and return it. He's going to go out of bounds 2 yards past the 50-yard line, and the Rangers will start in plus territory. Ball will be at the 48.
So this will be same yardage where their first drive started, right at the 48.
Rangers will have 3 minutes and 51 seconds to put some more points on the board before half. And points on the board before half here would be huge.
Yeah, I mean,
especially a touchdown. Go in the half, up 3 scores.
Yeah, up 3 scores would definitely make this a solid candidate for also maybe bringing in and having the next man up award maybe later today.
Johnson handoff, Jerkovich up the middle, and that's a good run by him so far tonight. 4 yards on the pickup. Grinding forward.
With the carry.
It's tough when he gets the ball 2 yards deep in the backfield, so he runs like a total of 6 to 8 yards, and you're like, wow, that was a good run, and then it ends up being a gain of 3.
Yeah, it's but that was a solid job, just falling forward and just picking a lane and getting some solid yardage.
Johnson on second down. Sends Westman in motion. Handoff. Jerkovich again. Stacked up at the line. Keeps his feet moving. Gets another 2. That'll bring up 3rd down and 5. 3rd down and 6.
Yep. So it's 3rd down and manageable. You managed to get just 2 positive plays. Maybe not the flashiest of plays, but now you got a 3rd down and manageable, and you can almost bet that it's going to be 4-down territory. It's a situation where right now you feel that your defenses can stop them pretty much anywhere. If you go up a score here, on just before the half, that's a solid. Oop.
Quick pass to Rayfield over the middle. He was there, but through his hands, incomplete. It would have been a 1st down.
And that'll bring up 4th down, and we'll see what they do.
Is incomplete.
I like the pooch punt look. I mean, it's going to be 4th and 5, so I think they're probably going to go hard count.
Yeah. I mean, I also wouldn't be shocked if they just snapped it and tried to get a 1st down.
Confusion on the defense over here. And they're giving you the 1st down if you run a quick hitch.
He's wide open. Wide open on the bottom. They didn't cover him.
Yeah, they had nobody on Savageau.
Okay, now
they'll do the punt. Fair caught at the 7.
Yeah, the 7-yard line.
Looks like they're going to spot at the 8.
With the fair catch.
I think we're going to see more of that throughout the rest of this game and into the playoffs. I think they're going to get a lot of Connor Johnson punting on film, and we're going to see some quick hitches at the sticks in the playoffs.
Because that one right there would have been a perfect shot at Savageau.
As soon as they flipped,
that corner didn't know what to do and didn't know who to cover. And also the linebacker that was supposed to cover the second guy in didn't come over quick enough. So if they could have snapped it right there, Savageau would have been wide open to go deep.
Direct snap, handoff.
Edstrom, the ball carrier.
Edstrom gets the carry. They had
Tamakong with the tackle.
Rosario Matias take the snap on that one. Looks like they're running 2 running backs. Yeah, they got Chase Edstrom and Rodriguez in the backfield together with no quarterback. Matias.
Oh,
ball on the ground. Rangers pick it up. Touchdown, Forest Lake Rangers.
Cullen Christensen back there on the edge, just disrupting the play again. And man, oh man, is he paid off as far as putting points on the board for the defense. Big play defense. Here we come, and you love to see it. A guy like Cullen Christensen that has, like we had talked about, his unselfish defense before, and it's great to see him, get a pickup fumble and walk into the end zone just as a reward for being that guy out on the boundary there.
I don't understand the call by Stillwater to run your 2-minute drill with 2 running backs, just doing read option stuff.
I mean, it almost seems like our quarterback is injured, and
yeah,
he has to be injured. I don't know. I can maybe see if we got anybody in the tent or on the table. And I don't see anybody on the table. No.
I mean, I'm scanning by the coaches because I figure he'd be standing next to a coach. No, he's down there, helmet on, pumping up the O-line.
Yeah, that's just
so they just pulled him off.
That's really weird.
To run the Wildcat for 3 plays.
And that was after the very first drive when they were basically in the same field position. They passed it 3 times in a row. There they go, double Wildcat, double 2 plays in a row, end up fumbling it on the second one.
I mean, that mesh, we've talked about it multiple times on how crucial that is when you're trying to run the option, when you got 2 running backs running it.
Right. I mean, that's something
the
you
running back
practice.
knows what it feels like to have it in your chest, but not handing it off.
Right.
Jaden booms this one into the end zone, touchback.
Yeah, and so I don't know. We might end up seeing Jaden boom a big one late just for some game time reps. You know, you might take a spot where, you know, normally you wouldn't kick it, like in where we say it's normally 4th down territory, but you just want to get your field goal kicker some reps, because later on in the playoffs, you know, you never know. It's always good to have him see how high he has to kick it to get a certain distance, because, you know, as you back up, you got to kind of, in order to get some distance out of it, it's going to be a little bit lower trajectory coming out. He did have that block on the extra point, so it is something that you might want to test later, especially if you're going to be up by a couple of scores where it's not going to matter.
Stillwater now checks their quarterback back into the game and is running out of an I formation with under 1:30 to go in half. Timeout taken by, I'm guessing. No, I thought it was going to be Stillwater, but Forest Lake takes a timeout. Maybe if they're, I guess they think maybe if Stillwater was planning on just running the ball out.
Right.
Get a defensive stop here, stop the clock, and get the ball back. Try and score again before half. I like the aggressiveness. You got timeouts. They don't roll over to the next half.
Forest Lake tumbled down in the rankings a little bit. This week they were listed at 13. 13 by Strib. By Strib Varsity, which,
I mean, I can't
and
make an excuse for it.
Well, no, and also the thing is like only Rosemount was the only team from 6A that moved ahead of them. So it was a lot of 5A guys, 5A teams that they've, you know, there's a lot of good 5A teams out there, and you know, to have most of the 6A be their tops was kind of a weird ranking, anyways.
Pass out to the boundary, first down. Tomakung can't make the tackle.
Zoller.
Down the sideline, that's Zoller again, first down.
Frederick's pass.
Ball the other side of the 40.
And clock will stop and until it is set and ready to go.
With the tackle.
It was good coverage by Tomakung. He was there. Maybe a little bit of a push off on the top of that route. I didn't get a great look at that. I was focused on the quarterback, but see what Stillwater does on 1st and 10. Handoff. Bounces out to the right side. Tomakung comes up to try and make the tackle.
Emilio Rosario Matias, the ball carrier.
Nate Schleif, Degerstrom, and Tomakung all out there.
Roney's the one to ultimately push him out of bounds, short of the first down. They marked him back farther than I thought they were going to give him. 2nd down and 4 to go. 3 to go.
.49 seconds left to go.
Oh, wow. Howie stood him up.
Just about takes the handoff there.
Howie Johnson with the tackle.
That's one of those situations that you really wish that forward progress wasn't a thing.
Right.
Because that would have been a huge loss. Instead, he basically just got stonewalled at the line of scrimmage, loss of 1 or 2. Guess he's going to go back. They're going to mark it off 3 yards.
3 yards back. But still goes down as a tackle for a loss, which Howie Johnson is definitely a leader in 6A for those.
Now Stillwater looks to pass down the middle.
Tomakung.
And they're going to throw the flag, which they normally do, and Tomakung is playing great defense.
I think that might have been on the hit from Roney.
flag on the play.
We'll see what it is.
I think it might have been defenseless receiver because Roney was coming directly at him, and I think their helmets collided.
No, they're going to call PI. I don't know. There's just a handful of times that Tomakung gets up there with that backhand.
Yeah.
And they call him for pass interference. I don't know. I like the way it's played.
Yeah, I mean, that was like the
But again, that's another one of those situations. Better that we have a 15-yard penalty with 2 seconds left than giving it to him on the 25.
Right. You know, and once again, it could have been a penalty on the hit too if it wasn't pass interference.
Rangers call a timeout.
Good job just to get set. This is a situation with 2 seconds left. I think I might play a super deep zone and just prevent anything from getting super deep on you.
Yeah, I think Tomakung may have. I feel like with the way that he plays, he always has that hand, that left hand, which from our angle all the time, you can't necessarily see what that hand's doing.
Yeah.
And the back judge is able to see if he maybe gets a tug on the backside. And like that one going back, we called that against, was it not Prior Lake?
That was
Park?
Yeah.
Park Cottage Grove?
Yep.
It looked like really good defense upon further review of looking at the replay. It was still pretty solid defense, but he definitely, I think, may have turned the shoulder a little bit.
Right, and that was also the, was it the Woodbury game? No, Eastridge. Eastridge when they had their two.
Yeah. Those ones were not necessarily like that, but, I mean, still.
It's still a situation where it was away from us. We couldn't see what the backside hand was doing, and even on the replay, we still couldn't see. Going deep here. Interception.
Going to pick it off. He's going to bring it back the other way. He's got a couple of blockers in front of him, takes a shot, goes down, and the Rangers go to half with a 21-0 lead. Didn't have it. Whenever I have to do the scoreboard, it always gets messed up somehow.
Once again, just one of those things that we have to deal with. Looks like we're at 73% on our battery, so we're moving. We're climbing.
We're climbing. I thought we were going to have problems.
We should not have a big problem with the stream. First half recap. Noah, what do you think?
I like the way the boys are playing. I think that they definitely got a fair chunk of motivation from that the unfortunate happenings of last week.
Yep.
And they're ready to put a statement game down going into playoffs. I'm liking the way the boys are playing. I'm liking the way they're firing off, and I'm liking the way that they're working that momentum game.
Yeah, I mean, you got a situation where you've taken advantage of field position. This is a straight field position game. We had it where we pinned them deep twice with a punt, and then also, our defense made a solid stop and, basically flipped the field. We had 2 drives that started right at the 50-yard line, and that was just from our defense making a solid stop and not letting them get that 1 or 2 first downs. That makes a huge difference if you're starting from the 50 rather than you're starting from the 30. And the solid defense that has been a 3-and-out kind of defense most of the season, where they come in, make huge tackles for loss, or just have solid coverage. So I'm going to say that the defense is kind of the star of the show on the first half there. Also, some of those defensive guys came in and made two of those touchdowns considerably easier. With the heavy package, you got Howie Johnson and Nate Schleif coming in and road grading a path. So part of the Ranger Wrecking Crew joins the Freightliners, and that makes a heavy combination.
It's a favorable combination for the Rangers.
So we're gonna let you enjoy the Stillwater dance team here, and we will be back for the second half. Your Forest Lake Rangers up 21-0.
And welcome back, Forest Lake faithful, to this presentation of Rangers football on Lakes Area Television.
Great night for the Rangers. Great night if you're a Rangers fan. 21-0. All Rangers first half. A lot of solid defensive stops and some great field position, and taking advantage of that great field position. Colin Christensen also comes up with a big defensive score, and Jaden Anawaga on to kick us off.
Yeah, it was all Rangers in the first. I guess the first drive, Stillwater had a decent answer.
Right.
But it has been all Forest Lake ever since.
Yeah, I mean,
Forest Lake has punted the same thing in the second.
Forest Lake has punted twice and got great field position out of both of those punts. Connor Johnson has made great pooch punts on fourth down in their territory in a spot where you would go for it. So just kind of, I mean, maybe they kind of want to practice that as well going into the playoffs.
Jaden gives you the boom, and he's going to keep it in the field of play. A real short kick. Stillwater almost didn't know what to do. They're going to return it out to the 25.
That's one thing when you boom kicks into the end zone all the time. A lot of those upbacks maybe aren't ready to go and maybe catch somebody sleeping.
Yeah.
All right. So I was just talking with Mark's family over here in Hilo, Hawaii, and big shout out. I'm not sure. I don't think Ivy Dragon is the actual grandmother. I think that might be the person who sent it in that she is watching. So we don't know what grandma's name is, or I believe it's Nona in Italian. If she's in Venice, Italy, we don't know what Nona's name is. But big shout out to her out in Venice, Italy.
First down goes nowhere for the Ponies. Second down and 10. Fredericks got to get something working here if the Ponies are going to have any shot at getting back into this game. And running, I don't think, would be the way back into it.
Yeah, it's
looks to pass, right side. Those short routes, they've been getting the Rangers all night long. It's going to be a first down for the Ponies.
Pass complete to Griffin Rowan.
Griffin Rowan on the reception, his first one of the night.
Rowan with the tackle. First and 10, Ponies.
Yeah, and it's a situation where this is where the math really starts to work against you really quick. If you're the Stillwater Ponies, if you take a long time to make this drive and get some points, Forest Lake brings their offense on and can definitely tick about 8 minutes off in a drive. And there's a tackle for a loss by Howie Johnson. Once again,
Ranger wrecking crew getting in there and cleaning that play up before it even started. Loss of 2 on the play. And that'll bring up second and long. The run game has not been working for Stillwater much tonight. They've had a couple of decent little carries, but the thing that they've been doing that's had the most success tonight has been the pass game, whether it's pass interference penalties, getting them free first downs, or just the quick passes have been gaining them 10 to 15 a pop. Stillwater takes a snap. Quick pass over the middle.
Oh, that's Zoller, and he's got space. Yeah, I don't think Roney is going to catch him. Almost gets a shoestring
touchdown.
Tackle.
Stillwater.
Frederick's pass complete.
Oh, no, that was last check. That was last check that tried to track him down.
6 yards for a Pony.
I'd really like to see a replay. I wish I would have figured out how to do the replay on this, because there wasn't really a pump fake for out of the corner of my eye seeing Tomakung fly forward.
Yeah, I think he tried to make a play on the ball is what happened.
Okay. Kick is up and good for Stillwater.
And I will say this, for the broadcast, it would be great to have the replay. However, with the likelihood that something else would go wrong on the stream, let's not try that. We already had almost stream-ending battery issues, so let's just keep her up and keep her rolling.
Tomakung and Roney are going to be deep to return this kick. Tomakung, have not seen him deep.
Well, that's one thing that Caleb said about
he's good with the ball in his hands.
Is he's got some ball skills and was one of their top receivers in 7-on-7, which you definitely have to have some moves to be one of the top receivers in 7-on-7.
I'd love to see him get a chance here. Redeem himself for the little coverage mistake, potentially. I don't know. I feel like I saw a little bit of a push off. That's all I'm going to say. I'll have to go back and review that tape. That's a offsides.
Yeah.
The easiest play in football. Just don't pass the kicker.
Well,
and
now
Stillwater will back him up.
Now it's almost certain that one of the returners is going to get a shot at it.
And that one went to Tomakung.
Offsides on Stillwater.
Yeah, that right there is just a penalty you shouldn't be taking, because unless something happens with the kicker, like he slips, and it rarely does that happen. But you're just somebody a little bit too overzealous and pass the kicker past the line.
I mean, it was like 3 of them.
Yeah. That was another one.
Again. And they kicked it out of bounds. So, yeah, I mean.
So, yeah.
I'd like him to re-kick it from the 30 now.
Right.
Instead of forcefully getting the ball at the 40.
Well, it'll be at the 35, won't it?
Well, it was at the 40, and then it went back to the 35. So it'd be another
right,
5
but
penalty.
a ball kicked out of bounds is at the 35.
Yeah, sorry, the 35, not the 40. Excuse me.
Like you don't get the.
No, they're giving it. It is going to the 40.
Well, I guess since you.
I didn't remember back to, was it the prior late game they kicked one out of bounds?
Yeah, but it starts at the 35. I think it might have been because there is a minimum from, like, it's just 40 yards or from where you kick the ball.
Johnson,
pass.
downfield, Rayfield was open, just overthrown. He had a step on his defender. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10. 9 minutes and 44 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. I should change that on the scoreboard because it's not halftime anymore.
Yeah, Rayfield just had a solid release and did a post route, and Johnson just overthrew him just a little bit more timing on that play, and that is going for 6.
Handoff up the middle, stacked up, going to lose a yard. Jerkovic on the carry.
Jerkovic, the ball carrier.
And now we're looking at 3rd and 11.
Wilson with the tackle. It's 3rd down.
Something that rarely do we see tackles for a loss against just the Forest Lake offense when they're running the ball. Durago is great at not taking losses, and usually it's a wide.
Johnson rolls to pass, has a receiver. That's Westman. Fighting for the 1st down. He's going to get to, I think they're going to mark his foot out of bounds. So now 4th and short.
Sainsbury with the tackle.
Looks like it's going to be at the 49. Well, now he marked it back at the 46. Okay, settle at the 48.
So 4th and 2. We know the Rangers will go hard count here.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to do hard count for sure. They still might run a play, though.
No, they do just run a play. Johnson straight ahead, has the first down and a couple more.
So Johnson gets about 5 on the 4th and 2. And that'll move the chains. McPhee leading the parent section cheer here.
Gus Gregg and Liam McGlynn with the tackle.
I saw Connor McPhee is in attendance from where he's playing ball at River Falls this year. Johnson, handoff, Jerkovich, left side, back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
Jerkovich with the carry.
It's funny, I keep seeing Mac,
Liam McGlynn
get the ball, get 1 or 2 here, and next week when the podcast comes out, he's going to have a $145. And we're going to go, where did that come from?
Yeah, I mean, he's still got to break a big one to rack up those yards.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like the option has been doing well, even though Johnson has been taking a shot after every one of those.
Pitch to Jerkovich,
Quick
left
pitch,
side.
and that'll get some yardage down to the 41-yard line.
Gains 7. It'll be 3rd down and 4 to go.
Olsen and Schmeichel with the tackle.
So 3rd and manageable.
Very manageable.
Down.
Also,
run that same play with Westman again. Work like a charm.
Out right here.
Johnson hands up. And now it's 4th and short. I don't know if I like the up the middle run call there on 3rd and
Yeah, I think that's
3. Now 4th and 2.
I think with the ball carriers that we have, we're really good at getting stretched out on those stretch out plays, and you can run that. You can run that in the heavy package on 4th down if that's what you need to do.
Johnson sends Westman in motion on 4th down.
Going hard count, possibly.
Nearly got him. End over here. He definitely flinched, but just didn't cross.
Well, I would imagine that he's going to run a play here. Since you took a timeout, you really wouldn't waste a timeout to punt it and pin him deep.
I think
Yeah, you could punt it here and drop it in, or
they've definitely not gone to him, so I don't think that that's going to be what the call is.
I mean, I don't think you would take a punt. You would put a punt in after taking a timeout. So I don't know. Howie Johnson and Nate Schleif are out in this little huddle. So looks like heavy package going in. Heavy package going in and on the short side of the field. I don't know. I think I would like the heavy package on the wide side if you need more than 4 yards.
So Johnson keeper here, left side. Right side. And he's stacked up, and it's not going to go anywhere.
Johnson, the ball carrier.
All right.
With the tackle.
Ranger defense needs to make a big stop here.
Ponies take over on downs.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that one might end up not really hitting the mark.
No.
You really can't use that as a decoy. That's all your strength over there. They have an extra guy. They have an extra guy on that side, just because it's the wide side of the field, and that's just a tough spot. You got all that muscle out there. If you're gonna do it, if you're gonna bring it out on the field, you might as well use it.
Fredericks. False start on Stillwater. That'll back him up.
March him back. Yeah, Durago was seeing something there and trying to push the guy out to the outside, and it looked like...
I feel like we shouldn't have to confer here. It was pretty blatant that they fired out.
Yeah. Maybe
yeah, okay. False start on Stillwater.
Illegal procedure.
Okay, so illegal procedure, not false start. All right, so 1st and 15 here for the Ponies.
We'll see if they start going to the passing game now. 6:14 left in the third quarter. Fredericks keeps, does pass, throw, caught.
I feel like you shouldn't tell him what to do.
Fredericks pass complete.
After it worked on that last series, that's what I would be doing, is going right back to
Right, but that's also because you told him to do that right before that play as well.
It's true.
Just a nice solid run here up the middle.
Yeah.
Howie Johnson stuff for loss.
Yeah, a sack. Fredericks, quick pass.
And that's going to be about 3 yards short, so it's going to be 3rd and 3.
I think it's, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2. Ball in the 49. Now's when we need a Howie Johnson 3rd down call here.
And the Ranger faithful
time.
playing a little more cowbell. If I was the Ponies, you'd really want to be taking a little bit more pace off this. And not burning time that you will need if you were going to pull back in.
Run there it is up in the backfield.
Can I keep making the calls now? Can I keep making the calls?
Cullen
Christensen and Howie Johnson tackle for a loss.
No, I believe that was Dagerstrom, was it not?
No, it was
Dagerstrom and Christensen.
Oh, was it Dagerstrom? Oh.
So 4th
I thought I saw 2.
5.
Is that Loomis? 22?
I think it was 33.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we could both be wrong, but
I was not watching through my binoculars. Ooh, could be blocked. Tomakung had a solid outside lane there.
Roney's going to pick it up and return it right side. Has a couple of guys converging on from behind. Is taken down after a decent return.
Yeah, decent return because he could have been stacked up for only about a gain of 2 and ended up getting about 8.
Yeah, no, I get nervous on those returns when you got the guy coming in from behind because they are only there to punch the ball and you don't see it coming.
Punch all right, here we go. Let's see what the Forest Lake Rangers are going to do. See if the Freightliners can make some holes out there.
No harm, no foul with giving Stillwater the ball back. All they did was take time off the game, getting their play calls in. And we got 4 minutes, 6 seconds left in the third. Johnson, pitch to Westman. Westman trying to get all the way out to that edge, and he's taken down, loss of close to 4 on the play.
That was a good job. Good job by Durago not to get a penalty there, because if you get the play and the penalty, you're going to lose some serious yardage. He kind of held off as the defender got in front of him, so he wasn't pushing him in the back.
We need a big play here to spark that momentum team back up here. Johnson, quick pass out to Westman. Westman gets to the edge, trying to break a tackle. He had a decent block by Savaggio out there. Just wasn't able to hold it the full length of the play. Westman gets almost back to the original line of scrimmage, and we got a 3rd and 11 coming up.
3rd down.
All right, so it's 3rd and 11, and I'm going to say you're going to have to dial up. So The weird thing is Savaggio's defender is giving him the inside of the field a lot on his release.
Rayfield with no safety help here. Quick pass to Savaggio. Has blocks in front of him, but does not go anywhere near where we needed it to be.
Complete to Savino.
It's going to be 4th and 9.
All right, I think.
And now Jaden will come on to punt.
Nanawanga will punt. And we could use a boomer here, you know.
We need an Anoka boomer here. And they got 2 returners for Stillwater. 5 and 80. Bjorn Nateas and Rosku Adim.
Goes for the high
punt. Fair caught. Drop.
Oh, drop.
Ball on the ground. Recovered at the 25.
Yeah,
that was exactly what we needed there. Just needed our returners to be a little bit farther downfield.
Yeah, and that was a weird one of those ones where it looked like he tried to kick that high, and with that weird spin on the ball.
He's got a weird hybrid spin. Like normally your punts, you go for a nice spiral punt.
Right.
But he's got this weird spiral end-over-end hybrid.
But it comes off like a knuckleball at the end, and it looks like it. Everybody that I've seen him kick it that way, because he has that line drive kick that he really tries to drive it and get a lot of yards, but that one can be very returned, where that high kick kind of comes down like a knuckleball and really hard to catch.
Stillwater rolls to pass, downfield, knocked away, and Tomakung may have had a chance at his 5th interception of the year. Just dropped right in front of him. I just don't think he saw it in time.
Was that Christensen on the tip?
Yes, I believe it was.
Christensen having himself a game.
So now they're going to take. We took Loomis off the field and brought in an extra DB. Jarrett Cooper. Quick throw.
Zoller on the catch.
Tomakung with the tackle.
Oh, Edstrom, not Zoller.
Correction complete to Zoller.
Yeah, you had it right the first time.
Tamakong with the tackle.
Okay, I got it right.
You got that one right.
Ponies announcer.
Yep. Loomis will sub back in. 3rd and 1.
Yeah, and this is that spot where Loomis likes to clog up the middle.
Quarterback keeper.
It's going to be.
They're going to give him the first down.
Ben Fredericks with the carry. First and 10, Ponies.
Seems weird, though, because wasn't that ball on the other side of the 20 when he returned it? So 6 inches on this side of the 20.
I mean,
it seems like they're just going with the yard line, and he just stood at the yard line and said, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
It didn't.
Yeah, that one. I think that spot was definitely a little bit closer than they spotted it.
Because they're spotting it behind.
Well, in that quarterback, I don't think he got all the way to that line. The 2 players that got up at the end of the pile that were on the other side of the line were offensive linemen.
Right. And I meant the 25 when he returned.
Wildcat for Stillwater. It's the first time that's worked for him all night. Matthias gains 3.
Christensen
1, excuse me.
You know, it's really weird. This officiating crew really doesn't give you a center marker. to call it as far as where they're going to spot the ball. Usually one guy has a foot and kind of shows everybody where it's going to be, and they just kind of walk around, and so it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to call where they're going to spot it. So we are going to come back with the fourth quarter and flip the field.
Yeah, Rangers are going to take the long walk,
and it's going to be
12 minutes.
3rd and 8, 12 minutes to go
to a 7-1 season. If things play out the way that we want it to, we need to get get something jump started here, because we have now gone a full quarter without scoring any points.
Right.
And I'd like to get back to the ways of scoring.
Right. And we got a 3rd and 8 here. This is usually if the defense can make a solid stop, make a big play on defense, and the
fourth quarter now down by 2 touchdowns. I think Stillwater's probably in the mode of going for it on this 4th down. If they unless they take a huge loss here on 3rd down.
Right.
I'm thinking they are in 4-down territory regardless of field position for the rest of the night.
Yep. And it's a situation where you can't, like, if you're going to try and get into this game, you can't use the running game at all. You're pretty much in the passing game.
Which, luckily for them, it's been the strongest part of their game so far today. I don't know why they haven't used it more. But I'm guessing that this is going to be a pass right here. The Ranger defense will knock it down and make a big stop. Fredericks looks to pass.
Wow.
Throws across the middle, and it's going to be a 1st down to Zoller.
So that's kind of a weird formation there. The Rangers pulled their defensive lineman off, put in an extra linebacker, and they still end up completing it. But Howie Johnson and Nate Schleif were there by themselves and still got pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah. He was a split second away from a sack and a loss. 1st and 10 for the Ponies.
Ooh.
They're going.
Colin Christensen.
That was supposed to be a throwback to the quarterback, I believe.
Right. I thought Colin Christensen might snag that out of the air because he saw it and he just like, what? What's going on here? But, once again, gets set, makes a solid stop, and good tackle for a loss, open field tackle, and
as a defense, that's what you like to see, is a team trying to run trick plays against you at this point in the game, because that means that you're beating them enough that they feel like they need to reach into their bag of tricks to get something going here.
And then when it backfires, it really backfires.
Exactly. 2nd and 19 for Stillwater. They're going to run the ball. Howie and Schleif say no.
Nothing doing there.
Rosario Matias with the carry.
They'll get 2. They'll make it 3rd and
Country Mile.
17.
Yeah, 3rd and
I start considering Country Mile at about 20 to the 30 range. I'd say it's about 3rd and a half mile.
I don't know. When it's 3rd down, that's a country mile. For this defense, that's a country mile.
Fredericks takes the snap, drops to pass, looking deep.
Picked off! Westman, I think.
5th pick of the year.
Wasn't that Westman?
No, that was Tomakung.
Oh, it was. All right.
Westman was down here near side. Bobby.
I thought I saw 1. My eyes are getting terrible.
Well, Tomakung wears 4, and on that far side of the field, 4 does.
Yeah.
4 and 1 don't look too dissimilar.
All right, so Tomakung.
That's 5.
That's 5 for him.
Climbing up the board.
I mean, in an 8-game season, 5 interceptions is solid.
All right, how about a nice, long, sustained drive by the Rangers? We take 9 minutes and 30 seconds off the clock, and Stillwater doesn't even get the ball back. Run by Jerkovic, plunged forward, gain of 2.
Jerkovic with the carry.
I don't know. I think I'd be plunging a couple of Durago up the middle plays right now. Really impose your will on them.
9:20 left to play in the game. Johnson sends Westman in motion. Handoff. Jerkovic
stays on his
tackles,
feet,
trying to get to the edge, and he's drugged down. And that's a terrible spot.
Yeah, absolutely terrible spot. Like it's like they called him down or stopped progress, and he didn't get the extra 2 yards, even though he bounced off.
Yeah.
Like, if he would have ended up for a touchdown, they still say, oh, his forward progress was stopped?
3rd and 5, 3rd and 7, not a huge difference, but, I mean, it's just kind of the principle.
Right.
Johnson sends Durago in motion, fakes the pitch to Durago, swing pass, Jerkovic. Jerkovic gets about a yard of what he needed, and that's going to bring up 4th.
Pass complete to Jerkovic.
We'll see what
with the tackle.
B-Scow wants to do after the hard count.
Right. And it's a spot where you're at 4th and 5, and a false start definitely can get you a first down. Pooch punt incoming.
And Johnson gets off
a good one and will bounce perfectly, stopping at the 4-yard line.
Connor Johnson not only does it with the leg, or does it with the arm, but can do it with the leg.
Yeah, that's a solid, I mean, to get it to just drop in there and
I mean, he had one at the beginning of the year that it went just like that and was very good. And then the last time we did it, like a week ago, it was terrible.
Yeah, it was
like a 20-yard punt directly out of bounds. And I was like, all right, we're 50-50 on this. And tonight he's been fantastic.
But I mean, this is the time that you're gonna try it.
Yeah.
There's no harm in trying stuff that you normally might not do when you have a lead late in the game. You're getting ready to head into the playoffs, possibly the #1 seed.
Quick pass out to the left side for Stillwater. Caught. Stay in bounds. Be 8 yards on the play. 2nd down. 7 yards on the play. 2nd down and 3. 7:24 left. Fredericks takes a snap, handoff, up the middle, gets the first down. No, they're going to call this one 3rd down. The down marker is like right behind the first down marker.
So
3rd and inches.
3rd and inches, even though it looks like more than that.
Because the ball was originally spotted at the 4, and it's basically on the 4. Fredericks, handoff. First down, Stillwater.
Rosario Matias with the carry.
But keeping it on the ground here, you're running yourself out of time. You got the whole field to go, and then you got to do it again.
Yeah, I mean, you need to score a touchdown and then a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to win the game.
Stillwater, quick pass, left side, out of bounds. That'll stop the clock at about 6 minutes left.
To Griffin Rowan.
2nd down, 5 to go. Fredericks is liking that out route over on that side.
Going deep now.
They try the pump fake.
Way overthrown.
Way overthrown. Westman in coverage. And Westman sniffed that double move out very well. Third down and 5. Ball on the 20 for Stillwater.
All right, so the Rangers going 2 down linemen again. Just Howie and Nate Schleif. The rest are linebackers. Durago on a great blitz.
Ball absolutely nowhere. Incomplete. 4th and 5 coming up, and we'll see what Stillwater wants to do. I feel like with basically 6 minutes, this is the one time you do have to punt because you don't want to give the Rangers the ball back on the 20. And that's what they do. Let's get a good return from Roney here. High, short punt. Runs up and fields it.
Great job just to hang on to it. Number 22 in on the stop. Had him.
Roan on the return.
Teague McGlynn.
Roney has a way of fair catching a lot of the ones that I think he's going to return, and then returning a bunch of them that I would think he was going to fair catch.
Mm-hmm.
1st and 10 for the Ranger offense. 5:48 left to play in the 4th. Rangers all on top, 21-7. Westman in motion. Handoff. Jerkovich stacked up 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Taken down, 2nd down.
Jerkovich with the carry. Spates with the tackle.
I don't know. We haven't seen too much of Mac trying to bounce it outside. A lot of it has been up the middle running with Mac, which is just kind of not really been his bag this season. He's kind of been the bounce out guy and do the quick hitters, and Durago has kind of been the
he can
up
still
the middle.
Do it. It's just not been his thing this season as much. Johnson under center. Hand off to Durago right up the middle.
There's
Bounces out a couple
Durago.
of tackles. He's off to the races. He's got the safety to beat. He's at the 10, stumbles, 5, down to the 2.
Wow. Now that was a play where Durago just went in and said, I'm not going down. He had 3 guys hit him at the line of scrimmage. Also fights through a tackle around the 12-yard line. Gets to about the 4 and is finally brought down. Great job by Durago.
Give it to him again. He's the only back in the backfield. Johnson waiting for precious time to tick away.
Heavy package in.
Handoff, Durago, touchdown Rangers.
Yeah, he just got in there in that seam right behind Schleif where they brought the extra blocker in. And Durago is one of the best in traffic. He will not go down easily. On that long run, you could easily tell that he fights for every yard. And one guy, if you're going to try and tackle him and you're only one guy, you're going to have to get lucky. And he did get just a shoestring tackle there at about the 3-yard line to stop him.
Here we go. Jaden on for the extra point. Snap, hold, kick is blocked again. So not sealing that left edge is the Ranger field goal unit tonight. Gonna have to figure that one out going into sections. think they're just overwhelming that side of the line.
Right. They're putting an extra guy on that side. And
I think they're bringing 2 extra on that side. So we'll keep it at 27-7 with 4:12 left to play.
And one thing that we're talking about, this team is full of playmakers, and it just happens to be Durago's night, and that's kind of the thing that he just. If Mac is maybe not doing it up the middle, that's where Durago really excels, and he really showed it on that long run there.
Line drive kick, fielded in the end zone.
All right.
So the Pony offense is going to have to come out and try and do something with the 4:12 that they have left, but down by 3 touchdowns, it's going to take a miracle.
A.J. Wiley checks into the game at nose tackle. Pass
left side, nearly intercepted by 2 Rangers.
That was
had a chance for it.
Intended for Rowan again.
Rowan is incomplete.
Four minutes, 7 seconds left in the regular season.
Durago, great.
Taken down pressure by Schleif.
Durago really disrupted that play, coming in on a linebacker blitz, and the quarterback just evaded Durago, and then Nate Schleif comes in from the backside and takes care of him for the sack and the tackle for a loss.
Fredericks takes the snap, looks to pass, screen set up on the left side, brought down by a host of Rangers, short of the line to gain.
Rosario Matias.
That's Lazchek and Nate Schleif there on the tackle.
So it's going to be 4th and 4.
Looks like Degerstrom was at the bottom of the pile there too. Rangers, 2 defensive linemen again. Durago on a blitz.
Fredericks fires, has an open receiver.
Tomakung on the
first
tackle.
Down.
Fredericks pass complete to Natchez. 1st and 10, Ponies.
Fredericks, 4 receivers, drops to pass, pressure coming in. Receiver taken down after he makes the catch right at the sticks. 1st down, Ponies.
That'll be Rowan on the catch, and Degerstrom almost got a solid hand on that ball, just out of his reach.
Oh, my ear is killing me.
A.J. Wiley checks in.
Fredericks with 5 wide.
The Rangers have been doing this rushing 2 and bringing a linebacker. So basically only 2 down linemen. Kind of gives your passing zone an extra man in there, holding those guys from not going deep on you.
Got to give it to Fredericks for finding the slot in most of these plays. Westman able to make the stop there, force a third down. But yeah, no, even doing that, Frederick, it hasn't been successful in the mode of putting points on the board, but for the most part, Fredericks has been picking the secondary apart.
Well, the extra man has come in and is playing a deep zone. So like they're kind of letting you get the underneath stuff, and just hoping the rest of the defense can stop them. Which
fourth
that's be
and
fourth
half a foot.
Going to be fourth down here for the Ranger Wrecking Crew. 1:13 to go. Stillwater's not in a huge hurry. It looks like they're basically going to.
Fredericks takes the snap, drops, throws to the sideline. They're going to give him the first down. Good catch. He had Dagerstrom.
Yeah, Dagerstrom was right on him and
right in his grill, yeah.
54 seconds left to go.
With the tackle.
All right, Stillwater showing a little more urgency on this play.
Fredericks taken down.
Bounds by Cullen Christensen.
That was Dagerstrom again.
Dagerstrom with the tackle.
Man, far side of the field.
You gotta get those. You gotta get those binocs up. You sit there with them in your hands.
So I miss stuff because I don't see the field.
You want the smaller ones, wider?
No,
wider.
No, I don't want those. Absolutely not.
Well, so in 34 seconds, this Ranger team, I think, is the best Ranger team that we've had in a long time. Is headed into sections as a 1 seed.
Yep.
We'll have the best regular season record of B-Scouts Forest Lake career. We have not gotten past the 7-2 mark, or the 6-2 mark. Excuse me. We'll be at 7-1 this time. The undefeated season still eludes us, unfortunately. As long as we have to play Mounds View at Mounds View, I think it will.
Right.
Unless the curse is somehow lifted.
Let's give a good shout out to all those seniors out there right now being led by Nate Schleif and Howie Johnson, the two senior defensive ends, doing a great job and coming in for some pressure again. That's Roney and Dagerstrom
and Durago. We had three guys on going through there.
16 seconds left to go.
Clock's still running. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 second left in the season. No, they run it off. Game over.
Game over. Game
Rangers
set match.
7-1.
I think a big shout out to the Stillwater team. Just the sportsmanship that they've shown here. Howie Johnson and Nate Schleif were out there just talking up the offensive lineman there, and it wasn't chippy at all. It was just a solid game where hey, you play your game, we'll play ours, but we're still going to be friends after the end of play, and definitely not the
Stillwater, I think, has always been the fun rivalry.
Yeah.
We enjoy playing Stillwater.
Yeah.
And it's always a decent game.
It's a good game. And once again, thanks to the Stillwater Ponies for, letting us come out and do our thing here. And, great job by the Forest Lake Rangers. And I'm going to say the defense is the story of this game. Plain and simple, coming up with a fumble and a touchdown. Cullen Christensen had, Westman coming up with an interception. Tomakung coming up with an interception. That's 3 turnovers. 3 turnovers in this game. And if you're the Stillwater Ponies, you're looking to, still everybody comes and gets into the playoffs. I think that Stillwater Ponies are definitely, missing their quarterback that is out with an ACL, I believe. It's a situation where they are, maybe a little bit hindered, and probably we're looking for a little bit better season than they ended up with. The Forest Lake Rangers, played a solid season. A lot of great leadership that has led this team to be 7-1. And I don't know, a lot of 6A leaders on this Forest Lake Rangers for total stats as far as rushing. Jerkovich is up there. Tackles for a loss. You got Howie Johnson and Cullen Christensen both in the leaderboard there. Tomakung in the leaderboard for interceptions. Without the stats in front of me, that's about what I would come up with as far as the leaders for 6A. And heading into the playoffs, we'll see if they can add to those numbers.
Well, we got ample time for the podcast this week, and we'll figure out those numbers and get them to you on Thursday of next week, where we await to see who our opponent will be.
Yes. And
and the Rangers continue to chase that ever-elusive third-round game.
So we'll be back in 2 weeks, right?
2 Fridays from now.
Yes, 2 Fridays from now.
So we got, in 2 days we'll have a Friday, and then the next Friday we're back at Ranger Stadium.
Oh, I thought there was a bye week in between there.
I do not believe so.
Okay. All right. My bad.
No, I believe we get right to it.
All right. Well, I'm Joel Geis.
Noah Casa, thank you guys for being with us all season long. If this happens to be our last broadcast, I believe we'll be able to do the audio versions at least when we're at home.
Yeah, and you will be able to find it on the same spot on YouTube. Also, I think Paul may replay them on Spotify. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he does.
Well,
if they're audio only, fantastic. But we'd much rather have you in the stands at the stadium, cheering the home team on. So
you can listen to us from the stands on your phone.
There you go. All righty. Thank you guys for another fantastic season.
It's been a great season, and we hope that we can keep bringing you some audio broadcasts into November.
Have a great night, everybody. Go Rangers.